I got a question from a viewer asking if certain places make me feel a certain way, or, you know, I get certain thoughts about them. And I do have a place that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, and by a little bit I mean a lot. And it's this tiny town off of Highway 150 called Downs. And I used to take this route where I'd take a back road through Normal and Bloomington out to 150 and then go through Downs to get on the highway to get to Leroy, where I work. And it's given me such a feeling of unease that I have found different routes to get to work now, because I don't want to drive through it. And we're coming up on it here now. So for, I guess, the sake of you guys, I will drive through it and then promptly hop on the highway and loop all the way around these 3 towns so I don't have to deal with it again. But yeah, it's one of the places that I get the most uncomfortable. I mean, where I live right now in that house, and I don't even know whose house it is, I don't feel like that's my house. I'm uncomfortable, which is why I'm looking for an apartment. But here we go. Right across Kickapoo Creek right there. And right up here there's a cemetery, if the truck hadn't been in the way. I mean, it's really small, secluded area. I don't know why I feel so uncomfortable, but the graveyard is one of the worst parts of it for me. And this little area right here, just something is off about this place. And I mean, it shouldn't feel like that. It's a small town. It's not like I get a, you know, it doesn't look uncomfortable, but it makes me uncomfortable. And I actually think, aside from the terrible feeling I get, it's quite beautiful. Like this abandoned school. But everything else just makes me, it's like a full body internal shudder is what I feel. And if it weren't for this 30 miles per hour speed limit, I'd be gunning it through here to get onto the highway. And as you can see, we are actually coming to the end of the town, which shows you how truly small it is. And I've never turned on any of the other roads out here, just because that would mean staying here longer. So I'm about to hop on the highway. So I will continue this when I get home. As it's right before work, I figured I'd answer a few of the questions that you guys submitted in response to my bulletin. And one of the ones was actually about my job, which I'm waiting on a ride from a coworker. And it was, did I have this job before? If not, how did I get set up with it? So after I sort of had an understanding of what was going on, I found a note inside the functioning car here, which is a tan Ford that's kind of peeling paint, but whatever. And it said, report at 8 a.m. to this nursing home at Leroy for orientation. So I had a little bit of a freak out moment. I was thankful, but you know, who first of all left me a note in the locked car that I use, and second, I know I was a CNA, but I don't remember how to be a CNA. So I ended up cramming, like I was cramming for a test to go to orientation. And I've never felt like it was appropriate to ask my boss how exactly I got the job, because I figured, oh hey, I should know how I got the job. And from what I understand, nobody there knew me, because the majority of the people who were working there were working for a very short period of time. I guess it has a really high turnover rate or something. But that's how I got set up with my job. And I got another question concerning packages being left for me and notes. And it's in the same handwriting that the journal's in, so I can only assume that the person who somehow set me up with that situation is the same one who wrote the journal. And I mean, I'm very thankful to them, but it's strange to some of these things, you know, it can be concerning because I don't know who he or she is. I know the name is Service, and I googled that. I think that's the right term, Google. Yeah, and it's Latin for servant, so I plan on transcribing it, but it's very hard to transcribe something not in your language that doesn't even, you know, somewhat form, what's the word I'm looking for? Decipherable words, I guess? It's just jumbles of letters. It's gibberish. And I have to keep going back and checking, and I keep finding mistakes, and I don't want to put something out for someone to maybe translate that I would have put a typo into. So I guess that's the front on that one. And sorry I'm squinting so much. It's sunny. And this is the least windy spot outside because I don't feel comfortable recording inside because it still doesn't feel like home to me. It feels strange and foreign. It feels like someone's home, but not necessarily my home. So I don't really know. One thing I thought would be exciting to share is I found a tattoo on my back, which I hadn't really noticed before because I never spent a whole lot of time staring at my back in the mirror after I got out of the shower or anything. So that was kind of exciting. It's like a bird thing with weird colors. I don't know. So I guess I was an adventurous person to have piercings and really like big ear thingies and a tattoo on my arm. And apparently one on my back. So, I mean, it's little things every day like that that I can, I actually take joy in finding out, you know, that, started learning who I was and what kind of person I was, because I think that's the hardest part of this is trying to make a personality for myself. And I mean, there was even a point after, you know, I saw my ID and I saw, you know, oh, hey, this is my name, Andrea Shepard. I just stared at it and I was like, I don't know if it should be Andrea or Andrea, because I know there can be that distinction. But, I guess I went with Andrea. I kind of regret going with Andrea because it sounds nasally, I guess. Like Andrea. I don't know.